Good morning and welcome to Kotor, Montenegro, a medieval city on the coast of the Adriatic. This was once a former Yugoslavian country. Prior to World War I, it was its own nation, but this place has been an important port throughout the history of time due to its location on the Adriatic close to Greece. It was once controlled by the Ottoman Empire, the Venetians, the Romans, and now today it is its own entity again in Montenegro. But this is a beautiful medieval city with a fortress here built back by the Phoenicians to protect it. There's actually a nice little sunset spot we can hike up to and check out. It's like a little mini Dubrovnik with no Game of Thrones, so the tourism is way down and it's a little cheaper too. So let's go check out Montenegro, Kotor. A beautiful and free thing you can do while in Kotor is to walk along the wall. In Dubrovnik, 35 euros. Here, free. It's a small wall, but it's a nice little chance to see the coastline of the port right here, Kotor Bay. And then you're at the mountains to one side, inside the medieval walls, looking down. It's a very quiet, not so crowded place. It's about 9 a.m. right now on a Saturday, so as you can see, there's really nobody on this wall. It's nice and easy, chill, so just go for a little morning walk, morning stroll. This is the perfect place for it. Just had a coffee, and I'm excited for the day. Right now, I enjoy the size of and the amount of people here more than I do in Croatia. Croatia's just really crowded right now, but this is beautiful. This next part is really cool. So there is a square here in Kotor that is just filled with cats. The city's filled with cats. But you take a piece of plastic and you stick the plastic into the recycling bin machine and it kicks out cat food. And then you feed the cats. So there's little kitties everywhere. So if you are a fan of cats in medieval cities, this is your jam right here. So come to Kotor. Play with the cats, feed the cats. A lot of cats eating good. Fish, sardines, chicken. For someone like me who likes to just walk around a place and get lost, medieval towns is perfect. It's all different. It's like a labyrinth. You kind of weave in and out. It's great. I get questions all the time on my Instagram. One of the most common is, how can you afford to do all this? You know, I'm not a trust fund kid. I didn't grow up with a lot of money. The first home I remember was a mobile home. I lived in a trailer park. My dad busted his ass. Two things he's always cared about the most is his family and making sure he can support his family. So he just grinded, and then bought us a home in a small desert town in California. The reality is, I'm 42 years old. I worked my butt off. I was a janitor. I worked at McDonald's. I worked in retail. I mean, Abercrombie, Lids. I worked at a drugstore, Long's Drugs, at a grocery store. I mean, you name it. I refereed soccer games as a lifeguard. I did every job I could. And then in college, I worked night shifts when I was going to college during the day. By the time I finished, I got into insurance. And from there, I started making a little money to the point I'm at now. I'm not married. I don't have kids. And I don't own a home in LA. So I was able to sell everything I had, quit my job, save a little money. And so now I'm spending it on what I feel is valuable in life. And to the future, what happens? I don't know. I will have to work at some point again, and probably within the next year or two. So when people see me traveling and going to all these places and thinking that maybe they can't afford it, you gotta look at the perspective and where you are in life. You may be only 22 or 23. You may just be beginning your career. You haven't had time to save. But if you've taken a lot longer, then it definitely can happen. And the reality is, I don't travel solo because I want to travel solo. I travel solo because it's the only option. I wish someday maybe there'll be a partner who wants to travel with me. That'd be probably a dream for me. But it's not the reality right now. So I can only control what I can control. And so that is me traveling. I'm going solo. A lot of people want to look at this and be like, oh, it's a midlife crisis. He's eat, pray, love. He's soul searching. And to be frank, I don't give a shit what anybody else thinks about this. I know for me, you know, life is soul searching. You're always trying to grow. You're always trying to be better. So if you're not spending a life soul searching, then maybe that's something to think about. So I will forever be exploring, and I will forever be challenging ideals and the norm. And so for people to judge it one way or the other, that's fine. Doesn't make it the reality, my reality. So there's pros and cons. The pro, I have a little more money. I have a little more perspective and wisdom because of the age I am and the experience. The cons, I'm a little older. Most of the people are a lot younger, so just the interactions are a little different. But also it's perspective for me to be like young at heart again, and maybe to pass on a little bit of things I've learned throughout the years to people who are interested. The journey is worth it. Everything I've done is worth it. I'm almost a year in, spent a lot of money. I don't regret a single thing. And I'm excited for what the future of this exploration has for me. And I hope that if you're out there thinking one way or the other, I promise you two things. One, you're not gonna regret it. And two, whatever you're doing back at home, say you're in the States, you can work again. There's always gonna be a job for you. You're fortunate, you're blessed. You should be grateful. You come from a country where there is such a strong workforce. And if you've got a little bit of an education and you've worked your butt off to put yourself in a place where you can leave, you've set that foundation. So for me, I went to college. I paid for college. I grinded through college. It took me longer than most people because of the situation I was in, but I built a foundation that moving forward the rest of my life, I can always go back to work. Even if it's a laborer, I've worked in construction. I'll go back and dig ditches. If that's what it costs to see the world for 3 years, what an adventure. What a life experience. I'm getting a master's in life, in culture, in humanity, in people, in food. There's nothing that's gonna come negatively out of this experience. Cheers, friends. I hope you are enjoying life and enjoying your day, and go for it. Whatever dream you got, chase it. Don't listen to what anybody has to say. Just keep chasing it. Man-made island in the middle of the Kotor Bay here. Every year in August they throw pebbles in to keep it from sinking.
No, go ahead.
Sun's about to set. Gonna get up to the fortress, hike up there, see if we can't catch a little bit of it. There's a mountain that the sun goes behind, so it sets a lot sooner.